Hey, welcome back to my kitchen. I am Kate Fox and I am doing another project for the Arkansas Folk program for Carol Powers. I'm one of her apprentices. So what I'm doing today is I'm making a gluten-free matzah recipe. And yeah, let me just try. It's kind of an extreme angle, but I wanted you to be able to see kind of what I was doing. Here's my recipe. I got it offline, and it's gluten-free matzah because this weekend is Passover. So I'm making it gluten-free because someone I know eats gluten-free. And I've got the ingredients. I've got them, some of them measured out right here. And I'm going to stick in the sorghum flour, which Carol provided for us for the class. And then I've also got a gluten-free all-purpose flour that the recipe calls for. And then for the moisture, for the wet ingredient, the recipe calls for 4 tablespoons of olive oil. But because sorghum molasses or sorghum syrup is a binding agent, especially for gluten-free type flours, I am going to use some sorghum syrup along with the olive oil. I'm going to kind of do like a half and half thing there. And then I am going to just fry the matzah up. So I'll show you that happening in a final product. I recently just discovered sorghum. It is a sweetened grain that is used in my area, and it's amazingly versatile, and the fact that it's gluten-free is just wonderful. So I plan on trying to grow some this summer as well. But let's get to the recipe. So you kind of just put your ingredients together. So we'll go with the gluten flour and then the sorghum flour. You can see there's a difference in the color right there. This is the sorghum. Go with those flours first, and then a half teaspoon of salt. So, oh, I already pre-measured it. It's right here. And then we will do the wet ingredients next, which is the 4 tablespoons of olive oil, but I plan on cutting it in half. So what I'll do is do the olive oil first, and then I'll put the sorghum in there. And it also calls for a little bit of water as you make the dough. So I have the water pre-measured too, but it gets added after. And with matzah, you can bake it, or you can fry it in a pan. It's only got these few ingredients, very simple, and it's not leavened. You don't put any yeast or baking soda or anything in matzah. It's a flat bread. Okay, what am I doing? Not the salt. The sorghum syrup. And sorghum syrup is different from molasses. Molasses is much darker, and it's made from a different part or different ingredients of the plant. I forget if it's a byproduct of the sugar processing or the sorghum processing, but it's different. Sorghum syrup has a lighter flavor. It's darker than honey, but molasses is even darker than that. I know it's kind of got a brownish tint to it. All right, so just gonna rinse my fingers off there. Oh, and I was going to get a towel. Okay, so here is the sorghum syrup. And I know Carol said in one of her other videos, I think it was the amber, maybe the black sorghum makes this better syrup, and the red coral makes the better flour. Yeah, you can see it almost has a red tint to it. I'm going to taste it again too, because the syrup that Carol made had a really very deep flavor, long-lasting flavors. Very similar, but I think Carol's was even better. Okay. So then let's mix these up. You can see that just at the edge of the picture. And wouldn't you know, of course, when I'm shooting a video, the natural light outside got really dark. All right. Stir that. Starting to thicken up a bit. Okay, let's start adding the water. Right. Might have to get a little bit more water. You can see that dough where it's forming up. Okay. All right, so we've got the flour pretty well formed up, and then what you do is you just kind of roll the dough out and make a little ball. Because it, you know, the matzah ends up being kind of like a little pancake. So you make the dough and then you're going to roll it out. Whoops. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's raining outside right now. Excuse me. All right, we're almost there. Let's get one or two more of them made up like that. Just a little bit sticky. They're holding together pretty good though, and that's one of the problems with gluten-free flour is that they don't tend to hold together that well. The bread tends to be kind of grainy, so when I discovered sorghum syrup, I was pretty excited about that. Okay, so put a little bit of the all-purpose gluten-free flour on the rolling pin and just kind of roll these out. They're not going to be huge. Just sticking a little bit. That one's really tiny. Flatten it out there, and then maybe make these a little bit bigger. Okay. Let's see if we can get that off there. Okay, that's number one. There we go. Okay. Oops. Okay. All right, here's some of the formed up matzahs, and then we'll go cook them real quick. kind of hard to see it, but there is a pan there. And I think it's going to be a little bit higher heat because the flatbread tends to cook quickly. Even other recipes for flatbread, everything's like 450, 500 degrees to cook it. So I'm not sure the chemistry there, but that's just how it works. Let's see if I can get this guy over there without it falling apart. Good. That's a good sign. And I'm using peanut oil this time around because it's better at high temperatures. Olive oil tends to smoke a lot. I need to get a plate for the finished product. Lighten up the light a little bit, maybe. Alright. Lower this down a little bit just so you can see it a little bit better. I want that other spatula. Yep, see it's already gotten brown on one side. It doesn't take them long to cook because they are so thin. I'm going to get that peanut oil just in case we need to put a little bit more in because they tend to soak up the oil as well. Just a little bit more. Alright, so take this guy one more time. Not quite as brown on that side. A little bit more oil. Middle of the pan's dry from the flour. Couple more minutes, should be done. Let's see if I can find that other. Okay, so let's take a peek at that guy now. There it is. It's the first one done. Do one more. And maybe give it a taste. Okay. But you can see the sorghum flour and the sorghum syrup have made it firm. It's not falling apart, which is what I was worried about. And it's a really quick, easy way to make a kind of flatbread that doesn't just have to be for Passover. It can be for any time of year. It's quick and it's easy. With just a few ingredients, and not even that much. So the ingredients, it only took a cup and a half of the flour, half cup of the sorghum, and 1 cup of the regular flour. And it's just a very quick, easy way to make a kind of flatbread. We'll do a taste test at the end, and then we'll sign off. Here we are with one of the finished matzahs. I'm going to tear a little piece off. Oh, it's still hot. There it is. Oh yeah, it's fun. Good stuff. Thanks for watching. See you next time.